Hey guys, today I'm at my parents' house. We're going to be making some gluten-free seafood gumbo. So yeah, here we go.
Alright, so first off we're gonna need the trinity for Cajun cooking. That's bell peppers, celery, and onion. Traditionally gumbo would only have green bell peppers, but I always have to at least put some red ones in, if not yellow or orange as well. The bell peppers really just need to be seeded and deveined, and then just a smallish rough chop. The celery is also going to be a rough chop. You can leave the greens on it if you don't want to deal with them, but you can also just take them off, dip them in some blue cheese dressing, and have them for a snack. The onion is also roughly diced, fairly small. This is a fairly simple way that I'm doing here to get really uniform cuts with for your onions. The tomatoes are, as you may have guessed it, also small diced. I leave the skin and the seeds on, but that's mainly because I'm lazy. Next we mince up some garlic very finely. Then after that we get some green onion sliced up nice and thin for the garnish for when the whole thing is done. So here we have all of our prep, and next we have our seafood and our okra. I didn't film us peeling the shrimp and the crab because, well, it's a bit boring, and I wanted to let my camera charge a bit. So in the pot here, I have some shrimp and crab shells, as well as scraps from the onion, celery, parsley stems, a smashed garlic clove, and a little bit of oil. Just added a heaping tablespoon of tomato paste. Saute all that until it gets some nice color and good aromas going on. Then after that, you just want to add water until it covers everything. Gonna let that simmer for about 45 minutes. While that was simmering, I researched how to make a gluten-free roux, which I've never made before. What I came up with was 2 parts all-purpose gluten-free flour to 1 part cornstarch. Just like any roux, it's equal parts flour and fat. I was using bacon grease here, which I didn't measure, so I kept having to add more and more of my gluten-free flour mix until I got it to the thickness that I wanted. For gumbo, you want a dark roux, a very, very dark roux. And dark roux is scary. It's very easy to burn, especially if it starts to stick to the bottom of your pot. If you need to, don't be afraid to take it off the heat and fight with it. I came extremely close to burning it here. If you do burn it, you have to start completely over. Once you get it to the color that you want, add your bell peppers and onions into it. The roux is so hot you are actually able to saute in the roux itself. That being said, if at any point the roux splashes onto you, wash it off immediately. There are plenty of Cajun chefs that have scars covering their hands from roux. At this point, if it starts sticking, add some of your stock that you made earlier and go ahead and deglaze the pan. Let your onions and bell peppers cook in for a few minutes and then add your celery. Once you've added your celery, stir that in and let it cook for a few minutes. After that, add your tomatoes and garlic and let those cook in for about 5 minutes. At about this point, my hand started cramping up, so my dad let me borrow his to stir in the tomatoes and garlic. After that, you let your battery die again and miss the filming of the okra and the stock being added. After the okra and stock is in, bring it up to a simmer and add some parsley. Then add some thyme, and then some more thyme, and after that a couple bay leaves. And then we add some cayenne pepper. And then we add some special gumbo seasoning. This is my mom's, which is very similar to Emerald's, except the proportions are mixed up and there might be a few extra little things added. But if you don't have your own, Emerald's Essence is a great starting point. You'll add a couple tablespoons of that. Then you add some Louisiana style hot sauce, some Worcestershire, salt and pepper, all to taste. If you like it hot, add a lot of hot sauce, maybe even some more cayenne. If you don't like it too hot, don't add too much hot sauce. Give it a nice stir, and then you'll want to go and let that cook for about 15 minutes. After you let it cook, you're going to want to go ahead and add your crab. Your miscellaneous seafood and some fish. Here we are using some Alaskan pollock. Let that cook for as long as you can. A couple hours is good, but if you can let it cook for 8 hours, it just incorporates the flavors together even more. About 15 minutes before you're ready to serve, add your filet powder and shrimp. You don't want to add the shrimp any earlier than that, or else it gets overcooked and rubbery. Serve with rice, sprinkle with some of your green onions and parsley, and enjoy.